Whenever you're ready.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Is my face in it?
I already started, yeah.
Alright, so I'll be doing the dice rolling, so let's go. Do you see the dice now?
What is that? Three, 5, 2. Right. Imagine if you were recording. Well, I think we need to start over.
No. It'll be over for me. 3, 6, 5, 1, 6. Alrighty, so this is my dice roll analysis. So Basically, I rolled the dice 150 times and I recorded the outcome on Excel, and then I have here a face versus observed count frequency chart. So you can see 1 is 17, 2, 26. That's how many times they were rolled. So the expected is 25. So we want to see like how close each one got to that. So the chi-square goodness of fit test is to test if the die is fair. The null hypothesis is the die is fair, and the alternative hypothesis is the die is not fair, and at least one of the faces has a different has a probability that's different from 1/6. The significance level is alpha equals 0.1. And so our assumptions is that each roll of the die is independent. Our expected count is 25. So yeah, you can kind of see how like this differs, the 17 versus 25, 26 over 25. So now we move on to the chi-square test statistic formula and plugging in the values. So this is the formula right here. And so you just plug in the observed value minus the expected value for each row. And so for phase 1 we got this, phase 2 we got this, and so on. And then we add them to get our test statistic of 9.20. So we add all this stuff, get 9.20, and that is our test statistic. And then we move on to the degrees, calculating the degrees of freedom, which is the 6 minus 1 equals 5 because there's 6 categories. And using the chi-square distribution for the degrees of freedom with equals to 5 and the alpha equals to 0.1, we can see here that we go all the way to the right, which is the Q 0.9 because it's right tails. So we go here, and then we get the degrees of freedom, which is the V, and then we get the 9.236 for our critical value. And then as we can see here, my test statistic is 9.20, which is just less than 9.24. So as a conclusion, my chi-square test statistic 9.20 is under the critical value of 9.236. And so at an alpha 0.1 and a degrees of freedom of 5, and using the chi-square goodness of fit test, I failed to reject the null hypothesis, and my data does not provide me with sufficient evidence that the die is unfair. And thank you.